regarding the battle over Kano Emirate. In another twist to the tussle, the police have refused the request by Governor Abba Yusuf for assistance in evicting the deposed Emir Aminu Ado Bayero from the mini palace he's staying in Nasarawa state of Kano. The State Commissioner of Police, Usaini Gumel, who gave reasons for ignoring Governor Yusuf's directive on the eviction of the deposed Emir, said obeying the eviction order will be tantamount to jumping the gun. And according to him, the same state governments that gave the order had filed a case at the state high court on the eviction order, which would come up on Monday, the June 24th. EQ.
Yes, I don't know why the Kano State Governor is being misadvised left, right, and center. They are making mistakes upon mistakes. The Deputy Governor said the NSA was the one who brought Aminu Ado Bayero to Kano. They had to apologize when the NSA issued a threat. Now, there was an order of the court late last week, on Friday. Is it Friday or Thursday? I think Thursday, right? Thursday. That order mandated the parties in the suit to maintain status quo. That order was not entirely different to the earlier order that the same judge gave. He only reinforced his order made previously that status quo should be maintained. The judge also said that he has not invalidated the law which was used to install Sanusi, to reinstate Sanusi as Emir. The Kano State government have been misinterpreting that judgment to mean that because the judge refused to grant the order, grant Aminu's prayer, that that law should be set aside. The judge refused. But that judge said that his earlier order that they should maintain status quo subsists. And to that extent, the order was given on the 23rd of May. The governor of Kano State proceeded on the 24th of May to issue appointment letter to Emir Sanusi. That was in clear disrespect of the court. Where there is an order of the court, any literate person who knows about the way the judiciary runs will have that order vacated. Because you should know that whatever you do in disobedience of that order amounts to nothing. And that was why the judge said that whatever the governor of Kano did after the order that he gave, that they should maintain status quo, amounts to nothing. And that's why that reinstatement, as far as the law is concerned, that reinstatement is null and void. The reason I say that is, what did the governor do on the 24th of May? He proceeded to give appointment letter. But there was an order before the close of work on the 23rd. You should have obeyed that order. You should have waited a little bit. You should have tested that law. But you know our politicians, the way they behave, there are cases that we can look at to show us that whenever you disobey an order of a court, whatever you do afterwards amounts to nothing. And we've seen, I mentioned the case of Rotimi Amechi on Friday, who disobeyed an order of the court. And what happened? Everybody who contested for an elective position, as far as the 2019 election was concerned, no, 2019 or 2023, everybody who contested, they lost out because he didn't listen. I think it was 2019, Abi?
Yes, when it was...
It was minister, yes. Everybody who contested, the Supreme Court said their efforts amounted to nothing because there was an order of the court that he refused to obey. He went ahead, did their primaries. So, in this case, the Kano State government is playing with fire. In the Nigerian judiciary, in all my years of analyzing court judgments, I know that in the Nigerian judiciary, judges don't play with status quo. When you are told to maintain status quo ante, and you chose to do otherwise, it will be difficult for you to go to a superior court and get a favorable judgment. They will refer you to that order of the court that you disobeyed. When I hear, oh, they want to, the court, there was a court that ordered that they should not harass Aminu Ado Bayero. Yes. The order of the court is there. You want to go and demolish. You want to do what Fubara did in Rivers State. This is not a time, and they have their, you know, the judiciary had to quickly get a copy of the order that was handed down on Thursday, because they were deliberately telling people that the judge has said this, judge has said what the judge didn't say.
Perhaps because they also listen to legal practitioners. I mean, somebody like Femi Falana was also saying he's very confused. I mean,
he has no reason to be confused. I say, I don't know why every time people keep... Femi Falana said that the Federal High Court does not have jurisdiction. Federal High Court has jurisdiction in chieftaincy matters when the relief that the complainant is seeking has to do with enforcement of fundamental human rights. I said it here that even Sanusi got judgment from Federal High Court Abuja when he was banished to Toto also in Nasarawa State. People can't continue to use an old law. The Nigerian jurisprudence is constantly evolving. It's constantly evolving. You can't keep, there is exception to it, where the matter has to do with fairness and enforcement of someone's right. The Federal High Court has jurisdiction. I can say this a million. I don't have to be a lawyer. I know this. And I can cite cases. Sanusi defeated Ganduje in court before a Federal High Court. So the fact that a lawyer says something does not mean that we should shy away from what the law says. See, Section 46 subsection 1 of our law says, any person who alleges that his right has been breached can approach the courts. When you say can approach the courts, is the Federal High Court not part of our courts? Section 46 subsection 1. Let them fact check me. So there are conditions when the Federal High Court can assume jurisdiction in a chieftaincy matter. If fair hearing, if a person comes to say, look, I wasn't given fair hearing. Section 36 of our Constitution also talks about that nobody shall be condemned without being heard. So this is a fact. They keep telling me, they have Falana said, what is my business, what it says? The law, I can quote the law. It's written in English language that I understand. Section 36 is there of our Constitution. Section 46 of Section 1. I don't have to be a lawyer to be able to understand these things. And I can cite cases decided to amplify the point that I'm making. Do I need to be a lawyer to know, for example, that if there is an order, the order must be obeyed? And that if you don't obey the order, you will suffer for it? I've given the example of Rotimi Amechi. Let people find out whether that was not what happened to him. Abi? All of them who tried to contest, they lost because the decision of the court was disobeyed. You can't build something on nothing.
All right, Dr. Let me come to you. While you react to this judgment, what are your expectations of Kano State government as we speak? Because, I mean, Governor Abba Yusuf is insisting that Emir Sanusi remains Emir.
The Kano State government should wait for what? Because, like the Commissioner of Police said, that's Usaini Gumel, who is now an Inspector General of Police, and I see that man remaining in Kano until when this is resolved. Because that man has been very calm and he speaks responsibly. There is a court sitting tomorrow. And then over this weekend you want to destroy the palace. It doesn't end well. And this same court that has fixed hearing for tomorrow, you are the one who went there.
Oh.
You went to that court. It wasn't the opposing party that went there. You know, we've had cases of recent where we've said some security agencies were running ahead of even their own cases in court. It shouldn't be. We should have people who are able to exercise patience, no matter how emotional they feel about a case. The person before you committed blunders. You should not commit the same blunder. It's unheard of.
I think that's not for Nigerian politicians.
It's difficult for them to do.
They don't learn.
They don't. In all of this, it's all over the country. Wherever you see crisis, you see that the incumbent is going to make the same mistakes his predecessor made. That shouldn't be. We should allow the country to breathe. If he goes ahead to destroy that palace,
So you cannot even see.
He's going to rebuild it.
There are soldiers. Soldiers are guarding the place. Civil defense guarding the place.
Policemen,
DSS. You will first dislodge them.
Those guys.
And you have no control over.
And that's why he's always crying about.
You see the thing. The IG said he decided to secure that place because the earlier order, the relief that the person went to court was that he attached, what was it called? He joined the IG. So the IG was then duty bound to enforce the order of the court because he was joined in the suit. So, and how do you then chase them away when, as far as they are concerned, they are obeying the order of the court that they should protect
the man, his rights. His rights should be protected.
Enforce his rights. So they are there, the soldiers are there. So before you can touch the building, you first have to chase those people away. And a lot of his supporters are also there. What they are doing now, they are giving Aminu Ado Bayero sympathy without knowing it. Because when people hear, oh, they say they want to go and
destroy his palace,
destroy the place, they will say, after you remove him, you will not to forcibly. And the law says you ordered his arrest. The law has changed. It's this same Sanusi who went to court over his banishment. That banishing me to away. Is it Toto? Yes, away. Banishing me to away in Nasarawa State. I think it was Jokolo that was banished to Toto. You know? Banishing me to away in Nasarawa State amounts to infringing on my right to free movement. And the court gave him judgment. Now you are saying
the
that
same way Sanusi got it.
Yes,
same way Sanusi got it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Why didn't even talk about Federal High Court? Why didn't Sanusi go to a Kano High Court? Why did he go to Federal High Court? It was Federal High Court that gave him judgment. Is it not a chieftaincy matter? But it borders on enforcement of his rights. At that point, the the Federal High Court can assume jurisdiction, and it's a court of appeal judgment. That is the law for now. Once it has to do with human rights or fair hearing, as enshrined in Section 36 of the Constitution, the Federal High Court can assume jurisdiction. Anyone who simply tells you that, Federal High Court does not have jurisdiction on chieftaincy matters, they need to read the law a lot more. They need to read about cases decided by the Federal High Court. They will see that Federal High Court had decided on chieftaincy matters before. Using an old law, Tukur versus Gongola state government. I mean, it's an old law. We are not lawyers, but we know this. We are historians. So this is the thing. There's no point saying you want to go and demolish where he is. You said, why did he come to Kano after his removal? Based on the judgment that Sanusi got, you cannot banish an emir that you have removed. He has his right to move around. Sanusi has been moving around. In fact, Jokolo went to Birnin Kebbi after he was removed because he also won in court. I agree that governors have the power to remove emirs, but they must follow procedure. Jokolo won, Mustafa Jokolo won his case against Kebbi state government because he claimed that he was not given fair hearing. Go and check. Those stories are on the internet. Jokolo defeated the Kebbi state government. He said, no, I didn't get fair hearing. Where you fail to give a man fair hearing on any matter, he can approach any court. That is what Section 46 of Section 1 says. He said he can approach the court. He didn't say, don't approach Federal High Court. Let them check Section 46, subsection 1. So just simply dismissing, a Federal High Court has no jurisdiction on chieftaincy matters, without affirming that once the matter is linked to enforcement of fundamental rights, that they can assume jurisdiction. It means that those saying it still need to learn. It's as simple as that. It's not an insult. This is the truth.
That's quickly, I mean, where do we go from here? Because truly the peace and sanctity of the people of Kano State is paramount here.
Where we should go is to follow the law. Nothing else.
We wait for the courts.
Once you wait
as
for
simple
the
as
courts,
that.
you are good to go. That doesn't cause any risk. If it's the court that makes a pronouncement today, nobody will. Because it means everybody who is involved in this, especially the security agencies, they will follow what the court says.
Yes, no. I used to tell people, I said, our Papa used to call himself Labour Party National Chairman. The moment he lost at the Court of Appeal, when was the last time that Papa granted an interview that I'm Labour Party? He's a man who respects the law. From that moment,
he withdrew.
He withdrew. All of this matter, this head banging on the wall that we are seeing, the moment the courts make their pronouncement, and some of the funny things happening in Rivers, the moment the courts make their decision, everybody will abide, and the whole thing comes to an end. Tomorrow the court can say, oh, Sanusi was validly appointed emir. The governor has the powers. Everybody will fold their arms and go to their houses.
All right, BK, there are those who have also said this is an indictment on the judiciary because of the conflicting orders here and there. Do you agree with them, or do you think... I mean,
see, there are different courts. Is there a conflicting order from the Federal High Court?
Say on fundamental rights.
Is there a conflicting order from the Federal High Court? There is a State High Court. The matter that they brought before the State High Court is different. That's a State High Court. I've listened to people talking about conflicting. There's no conflicting judgment. Those courts are different. Those courts are different.
And the before them are different.
And the order that the court gives is based on what the person brought before it. In this case, it is not. There are two Federal High Courts have adjudicated on this matter. Justice Amobeda's court, Justice Liman's court. It is when you see Federal High Court giving conflicting judgment on this same matter that you can say, oh, they are conflicting judgment. In this case, Kano High Court gave his order, Federal High Court gave his order. Justice Amobeda said that you ordered this arrest is an infringement on his right, and he ordered the Kano State government to pay 10 million. So, Aminu Ado Bayero won before Justice Amobeda. Justice Liman was the one who gave injunction while he was abroad. And they made some noise that, oh, it was even the governor who said they need to tell governor that judges are empowered to give judgment even when they are not in Nigeria. The law, the Federal High Court rule says that if as a judge you are attending a conference in the US or anywhere outside your country, you can give an order electronically. That's not even the first time. The judgment, the tribunal judgment in Nasarawa sacking Governor Sule was given electronically. Tribunal judgment in Kano
too,
was given electronically. How did the governor of Kano suddenly imagine that you cannot give an order electronically, or you have to be in Nigeria to give an order? Where the judge is his court. And the law permits them. In fact, since COVID, we've been seeing many judgments given electronically, either through WhatsApp. Once the judge has seen the court papers, he can call the parties concerned and he can give his order electronically. So there's nothing wrong in that, what that judge has done. But they made it to look like, oh, it's a strange thing to be abroad and give an order. I mean, so there's a lot that needs to change. People who are not even familiar with the processes of the court, they will now be talking as if they are the ones who wrote the law. I mean, you see some lawyers say, no, they cannot, this cannot happen, this and that. Are you the writer of the Constitution? All right, you are not the writer. You cannot be pontificating like you know everything about the law. No. If you know everything about the law, how come you don't win all your cases? Huh?
Okay.
You don't win all your cases now. It's on record that you've not been able to win all your cases.
All right, Mikhail. Gentlemen, let's move on. I mean, this is an ongoing development, and we'll await the final